Hello and welcome to Circular Grace. I'm going to share another reading from the Gospel according to Luke. I'm going to read from the King James Version and we're in chapter 6. Let's jump straight in. And it came to pass on the second Sabbath after the first that he went through the cornfields, and his disciples plucked the ears of corn and did eat, rubbing them in their hands. And certain of the Pharisees said unto them, Why do ye that which is not lawful to do on the Sabbath days? And Jesus answering them said, Have ye not read so much as this, that David did when himself was 100, and they which were with him? How he went into the house of God, and did take and eat the showbread, and gave also to them that were with him, which it is not lawful to eat, but for the priests alone. And he said unto them, that the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. And it came to pass also on another Sabbath, that he entered into the synagogue and taught. And there was a man whose right hand was withered. And the scribes and Pharisees watched him, whether he would heal on the Sabbath day, that they might find an accusation against him. But he knew their thoughts, and said to the man which had the withered hand, Rise up and stand forth in the midst. And he arose and stood forth. Then said Jesus unto them, I will ask you one thing. Is it lawful on the Sabbath days to do good or to do evil? To save life or to destroy it? And looking round about upon them all, he said unto the man, Stretch forth thy hand. And he did so, and his hand was restored whole as the other. And they were filled with madness, and communed one with another what they might do to Jesus. And it came to pass in those days that he went out into a mountain to pray, and continued all night in prayer to God. And when it was day, he called unto him his disciples, and of them he chose 12, whom also he named apostles: Simon, whom he also named Peter, and Andrew his brother, James and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon called Zealots, and Judas the brother of James, and Judas Iscariot, which also was the traitor. And he came down with them and stood in the plain, and the company of his disciples, and a great multitude of people of all Judea and Jerusalem, and from the sea coast of Tyre and Sidon, which came to hear him, and to be healed of their diseases. And they that were vexed with unclean spirits, and they were healed. And the whole multitude sought to touch him, for there went virtue out of him, and healed them all. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples, and said, Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil, for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. But I say unto you, which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you. Bless them that curse you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. And unto him that smiteth thee on the one cheek, offer also the other. And him that taketh away thy cloak, forbid not to take thy coat also. Give to every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. For if ye love them which love you, what thank have ye? For sinners also love those that love them. And if ye do good to them which do good to you, what thank have ye? For sinners also do even the same. And if you lend to them of which ye hope to receive, what thank have ye? For sinners also lend to sinners, to receive as much again. But love ye your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again. And your reward shall be great, and ye shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Be ye therefore merciful, as your Father also is merciful. Judge not, and ye shall not be judged. Condemn not, and ye shall not be condemned. Forgive, and ye shall be forgiven. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down and shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that ye mete withal, it shall be measured to you again.
And he spake a parable unto them. Can the blind lead the blind? Shall they not both fall into the ditch?
The disciple is not above his master, but every one that is perfect shall be as his master. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but perceiveth not the beam that is in thine own eye? Either how canst thou say to thy brother, Brother, let me pull out the mote that is in thine eye, when thou thyself beholdest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, cast out first the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to pull out the mote that is in thy brother's eye. For a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither doth a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. For every tree is known by his own fruit. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor of a bramble bush gather they grapes. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built a house and digged deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house, and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built a house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell. And the ruin of that house was great. Wow. Well, thank you for reading along with me. I did a little bit of research prior to this reading. I wanted to sort of understand whether this was the same sermon as the Sermon on the Mount, so the longer version in Matthew's Gospel, or whether it was a different sermon. And there seems to be difference of opinion. Some people call this the Sermon on the Plain, indicating it is a different sermon. And others believe it's a condensed version of the same sermon. But really, what I'd sort of dragged out of the commentaries is the fact that we don't know for certain, but what we assume is, and what we know from the gospel readings, is that Jesus is an itinerant preacher. He's travelling all around Galilee, preaching the kingdom of God, and his message, the truth, remains the truth wherever he preaches. So he's repeating the same truth to different audiences. That's what itinerant preachers do. They repeat the same message over and over again to different people. So it's very likely that the Sermon on the Mount was repeated. It was very much Jesus's key message, as we hear in the final verses here. He's really calling for people to hear his message and do as he says. He wants people not to just follow him in name only, but to follow his teachings. In verse 47, I'll just repeat that. Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. So he's saying, those of you that hear what I am saying, those of you that hear my teachings, and not only hear them, but do them. So all of these teachings of how to be good, how to shun evil in your life, Jesus' expectation is that those that believe in him, those that really hear him, should take heed of how he asks them to be as people. And he gives that kind of message of bearing fruit. So he's implying that to bear good fruit is to do and follow Jesus's teachings, to hear and to turn that into how you will live your life. And he then goes on in verse 48. He's like a man which built a house. So he's talking about the person that does hear Jesus' sayings and do them. So people that turn those sayings into action in terms of how they live their life, turning the other cheek, not being a hypocrite. He is like a man which built a house and digged deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. So the foundation, the rock of, so Jesus is the rock of our salvation. He is teaching us how to build our houses, how to live our lives, so that evil cannot tear down our faith. If we want to live the best lives possible, to get the absolute most out of the blessings of our faith, we are to follow the teachings of Christ. They should be like living water running through us. Hear what Jesus teaches, strive to understand and hear what Jesus teaches, and to incorporate those teachings into our everyday life, because that is to build a strong foundation as a Christian follower of Jesus Christ. That is the bedrock of who we are, and to receive the fullest blessings available to us, we should hear and follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. Well, that's my two penneth. I look forward to diving into the respected published commentaries to see how much more we can learn and to add depth and clarification to the words that I've shared. These are just my thoughts. My blog lives on the Circular Grace website, and what I tend to do is just kind of clarify the thoughts that I share at the end of this reading here on YouTube. So I like to sort of have a think about what I say, clarify those thoughts, maybe add a few more, but then to dive into published respected commentary, give you links to those commentaries so you can fully understand. My thoughts are meant just as inspiration to think about the verses and to see what you personally get from them. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Until next time, take care.